Hey guys, Gina Blackman here. Today I wanted to do a quick little video about the top 5 mistakes that people make when doing the keto diet. Okay, so the first and biggest mistake that people make while doing the keto diet is not getting enough electrolytes. When you're doing keto, your body kind of flushes out all the electrolytes. You need to replenish those. So the easiest way to do that is either get an electrolyte tablet, or I like to use the Mio electrolyte drops, and it also adds a little flavoring into my water, which is a little bonus. But if you don't replenish those electrolytes, you're gonna get headaches, you're not gonna feel great, and you're gonna quit. That's the biggest reason why people quit, is because they're getting these headaches and they think it's because of the keto diet, which really it's because you're not getting enough electrolytes or you're not getting enough water. Keto kind of tends to dehydrate you maybe a little bit more than you could be on a normal basis. So it's super important that you drink a ton of water. Typically, it's required or it's recommended that you drink half of your body weight in ounces a day. I'm gonna recommend, or we recommend when doing keto, you wanna up that amount. You wanna make sure that you're getting plenty of water so that you stay hydrated. I always say shoot for a gallon a day just to make sure that you're drinking enough to get through and enough so that you feel good. Because if you're dehydrated, you know how you're gonna feel. You're gonna have the headaches, you're gonna feel grumpy, you're gonna feel like you have no energy, and that's the opposite of what keto does for you. And that's why people quit, because they get those feelings and they think it's not working. You could also add pink Himalayan salt to your foods to get those extra electrolytes. You can add it to your water if you want. I've done that before when I felt like I needed a little extra. You can get it through avocados and nuts. We also suggest adding magnesium supplements, and that'll help a ton. But you just want to make sure that you're getting tons of fluids and you're getting those electrolytes, and those will help you succeed, and they will help you to feel good while you're doing it. Okay guys, the number 2 reason that people fail at the keto diet, you're not getting enough fats. This is a high fat, low carb, moderate protein diet. You can't do low fat and low carb or you're gonna starve. And you have to understand with keto, your body is running off of the fats. That's its main fuel source. So I know we're taught fats are bad. You don't want fats in your diet. You wanna go low fat. That's not true, especially with the keto diet. You need to feed your body with those good fats. You need to give it that fuel to run off of. You should be getting 70 to 75% of your calories from fats. And I know it's hard to overcome that thinking process, but it's so important that if you're doing the keto diet, you get that out of your head and you bring in all the fats, because that's what your body is running off of. And it's good stuff. It's avocados, it's olives, it's olive oil, it's cheeses. You want to get all that stuff back into your diet so that you're fueling your body properly. If you're going to go low carb and low fat, you're going to starve and you're not going to succeed, because the fats fill you up longer than carbs do. And when your body is running off of those fats and it's burning those fats for fuel, you want to keep giving it to it. You want to keep giving those fats to your body. You want to keep taking them in. So instead of using the ground turkey when you're making chili or tacos or burgers or whatever, get back to that old school beef, ground beef, and use a higher fat ground beef to get those fats into your diet. When you're getting a steak, you don't want the lean steak. You want the marbleized, fatty, yummy, juicy steaks. And like I said, bring back those olives, avocados, nuts. Nuts can be high in carbs, so just make sure you're eating the right ones. But like I said, 70-75% of your calorie intake should be fats. So make sure that you're eating them, but make sure you're eating the good fats. Okay, biggest mistake number 3 that people make with the keto diet, too much protein. If you're like me, you come from the mindset of low carb, low fat, high protein. Not with keto. Keto is low carb, high fat, moderate protein, and you want to make sure you're sticking to that moderate protein, because if not, your body's going to convert the protein into glucose like it does with carbs. So you're kind of defeating the whole purpose if you're upping that protein intake, because it's going to treat your body essentially like carbs. So it's so important to watch your intake. And if you're like me, I was new to the whole thing and I wasn't sure how much I should be getting of everything. So what I did was I downloaded the Carb Manager app. It is a great tool to You put in all your foods, and it kind of lets you know where your carbs, where your proteins, where your fats, where they're all coming from. And it breaks it down for you. So it makes it super simple for you to see if you're getting too much protein. And if you are, where is it coming from? It's a great way to kind of learn how much you should be doing or how much you should be eating of each of those. And like I said, you put in all your information, so it's catered to you. It's telling you how much you need. If you want to stay in ketosis and be 100% keto and stay under those 25 grams of carbs and stay in that moderate protein zone, it's going to tell you exactly how to do that. It's going to give you the breakdown of where everything is coming from, so you know. And if you're finding yourself struggling and you feel like you're getting too much protein, cut out protein for one meal a day. Just make sure you're not eating any protein in one meal. And there's this great recipe, which I'll post below, for a green bean casserole. And it's green beans, sour cream, cream cheese, and it's delicious, and it's hearty, and it's filling. You could throw something like that in there for one meal a day, just to get rid of the protein for a meal, if you feel like you're doing a little too much of the protein. But the Carb Manager app is a great way to track those macros and make sure that you're doing it right. But like I said, you want to make sure that you are staying in that moderate protein zone, or your body's going to start treating it as if you're eating carbs. Okay, guys, mistake number 4 that people make when doing the keto diet: you're not being patient enough. I mean, I get it. Look, we want to lose 5 pounds tomorrow. We want energy like that. We want instant gratification. We want to feel everything and see results immediately. But that's just not realistic. And when you're transitioning to the keto diet, your body has to get fat adapted. It's transitioning from burning glucose for fuel to burning fat for fuel. So you need to let that adjustment happen. There is something very real called the keto flu, which some people experience. It's going to make you tired. You're going to have headaches. You're going to be moody. You might have stanky breath. Weird, but it's just part of it. And like I said, not everybody deals with this, but if you do, you need to just keep going through that, because it's going to end. It's going to last maybe 5 to 7 days. And then once you're beyond that, you're good to go. But you have to be patient. Anytime you're completely changing your diet or cutting anything out of your diet, you're going to have those adjustments and you're going to have those side effects like that. But you need to let your body get fat adapted. And if you're just switching over to keto, what I did and what I still do is I use exogenous ketones, which helps that transition. So you're not getting those side effects. And it really just kind of helps with the process. I'll have the link for my favorite ones below as well. But the bottom line is you just need to be patient. Keto is no different than any other diet or any other exercise or any other change. You just need to let your body adapt, be patient, and give it that time to do it. All right, guys. 5th and final mistake that people make with the keto diet: hidden carbs. I never realized how many carbs were in fruit and veggies. When I thought carbs, I thought bread, pasta, potatoes, the usual. But there are so many hidden carbs in so much of the food that we eat every day. And what I did when I started doing keto-ish, again, I use the Carb Manager app, and I started putting in everything that I was eating, including my fruits and veggies, and realized how many carbs were in those fruits and veggies. And I'm not saying don't eat fruits and veggies. We know that they have a ton of benefits and they are great for you. All I'm saying is to learn which ones have less carbs and which ones are higher in carbs. I'm not saying don't eat the higher carb fruit and veggies. I'm just saying eat those in moderation. And if you're planning to have broccoli's pretty high in carbs, so say you're planning to have broccoli with dinner, maybe go a little lower carb the rest of the day so that you're not going over in carbs. And with the keto diet, your carbs are going to be coming from those non-traditional sources like fruits and veggies. They're not going to be coming from breads and potatoes and pastas. You're just not going to be eating those with the keto diet. But you really just kind of need to do a little research, learn what fruits and veggies are lower in carbs, learn how to count your macros, and just learn where your carbs are coming from. Pay attention to labels and the net carb count in those labels, and just really be knowledgeable about where your carbs are coming from and what foods have hidden carbs that maybe you didn't realize before. It takes a little extra work just to kind of look into things and see where all your carbs are coming from. And the Carb Manager app helps you to, and by the way, I don't get anything from Carb Manager. I just think it's a great app to use when you're learning. It's a great way to kind of teach you you know, what's higher in carb, what's lower in carb, and you can just kind of readjust as you go, learn along the way, and it's a great resource to use. But you need to be aware of those hidden carbs and make sure that they're not hiding out in your diet day to day. And if they are, you need to kind of switch things up and substitute them for a lower carb food. All right, guys, so those are the top 5 mistakes that people make when starting the keto diet. I hope that you found that helpful. If you are starting the keto diet, thinking of starting it, maybe you've tried it and you failed, maybe some of those reasons are why. Either way, I hope you found this video helpful. Make sure you subscribe because I'm going to be doing a ton more videos with keto tips and keto recipes. If you want to check those out, make sure you subscribe so that you know when I post them and you're the first one to see it. Thanks for watching, guys.